We suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca wrote. And it is true. How often does the thing we dread arrive in the form we expected? Rarely. More often, it never comes at all. Yet the mind spins. It rehearses misfortune. It draws sharp lines around possibilities that may never arrive. This is the silent theater of anxiety, a stage upon which we torment ourselves without cause. We call it preparation. But what it often becomes is injury before impact. The Stoics saw this. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Today I escaped anxiety." Or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my perceptions, not outside. Fear, he understood, is not always a response to the world, but often a distortion created by the self. The obstacle is not the thing itself, but our fear of it. We imagine failure. We rehearse loss. We project rejection. And in doing so, we teach the body to suffer before life has given it reason. This is not prudence, it is cruelty dressed as foresight. What, then, should we do? Train the mind as we train the body, with intention, with clarity, and with limits. We prepare, yes, but we do not pre-grieve. We act, but we do not panic. We anticipate difficulty without letting it consume the present moment. Seneca cautioned against this precise habit. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. This is the essence of Stoic preparation, not to steel ourselves against life, but to enter it freely, unburdened by the weight of imagined calamities. For even if the dreaded outcome does arrive, what good did our fretting accomplish? Did the worry blunt the pain? Did it lessen the blow? More often, it weakened us. It fatigued us before the event ever took place. We arrive not as warriors prepared, but as survivors already wounded. Let the mind be the steward, not the saboteur. Let it meet each day with the discipline to stay here, to act here, to breathe here. Fear will knock, we do not deny this. But we do not open the door wide and invite it to dine with us. Remember, the shadow is not the thing. The noise is not the threat. The thought is not the fate. Train yourself to see the gap between fear and reality. There, in that stillness, lives your freedom. The modern Stoic does not deny hardship. They refuse to carry it twice. To live constantly beneath the weight of what might happen is to hand your peace over to shadows. We scroll. We speculate. We spiral. News cycles become oracles. The inbox becomes a battleground. Each delay, each silence, feels loaded with doom. But this is not reason. This is rehearsal for pain that may never come. Seneca put it plainly, he who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Ask yourself, are you responding to life, or pre-living its worst-case scenarios? Are you engaging with the moment in front of you, or borrowing suffering from a future that hasn't arrived? The modern Stoic trains the mind to return to now. Not to ignore risk, but to frame it clearly. Not to reject uncertainty, but to stop worshipping it. We can prepare without prophesying doom. We can be alert without being afraid. The Stoic does not hide from adversity, but they don't run toward it either. They meet life where it is. They act. They adjust. They endure. Modern life invites us to outsource attention. Devices buzz, updates ping. Bad news arrives faster than breath. In this world, worry can often feel like a form of responsibility. But it is not. Most of what we fear is neither urgent nor true. And even when it is, worry solves nothing. You are not a fortune teller. You are not a machine built for endless vigilance. You are a person, meant to live, to engage, to rest. Return to what is. Feel your breath. Look at the task in front of you. Speak to the person next to you. Let the moment become your teacher, not your escape. If fear comes, acknowledge it. But do not bow. Say, you are a visitor, not a resident. Let life meet you where you are, not where your mind wandered. The present is enough. It is real. It is yours. Borrow nothing from tomorrow. Hold only what is here. That is where the Stoic stands. Now let's draw 11 timeless principles for the Stoic. Principle 1. Fear is often fiction. Fear often thrives not in reality, but in imagination. The mind writes scripts for tragedies that may never occur. We suffer before the world gives us cause. The Stoic recognizes this. Much of what we dread is distortion, not truth. We fear rejection, failure, disaster, yet these are shadows until they arrive. To worry about them now is to injure ourselves in anticipation. Real strength lies in seeing fear for what it is, a mental projection. Train yourself to pause and question it. Ask, is this real, or is it imagined? There lies the line between torment and tranquility. Principle 2. The mind must be disciplined. The Stoic trains the mind as one would train the body, with structure, focus, and intention. Left untamed, the mind becomes a factory of imagined fears and future disasters. It spins stories, jumps to conclusions, rehearses pain. But discipline teaches us to see clearly, to pause, to reflect. It does not mean suppression, it means stewardship. We don't ban thoughts, we guide them. When fear arises, the disciplined mind responds with examination, not panic. It anchors itself in reason, not reaction. The Stoic mind does not wander without purpose. It stands, watches, and chooses its direction. Thought becomes a servant, not a saboteur. Principle 3. Suffering twice is a choice. To the Stoic, suffering before a hardship is like walking into battle already wounded. It weakens the spirit. It divides the self. Why endure twice what may only come once? The Stoic does not pretend bad things never happen, but they refuse to suffer needlessly. Preparation is wise. Pre-living catastrophe is not. Seneca warned that we borrow trouble, exhausting ourselves with imagined disasters. Instead, we should face what is, not what might be. Let pain arrive when it arrives, and not a moment sooner. Until then, the Stoic walks freely, unburdened by the weight of ghosts yet to be born. Principle 4. The present is a shield. The Stoics do not escape into the future nor cling to the past, they anchor themselves in the present. This moment, right now, is where life is lived. Not in hypotheticals. Not in regrets. Attention is power. When scattered across imagined threats, we grow fragile. When gathered into the present, we become strong. You are not in tomorrow's courtroom, hospital, or heartbreak. You are here, breathing, upright, alive. The present is manageable, real, and yours. The Stoic cultivates clarity by returning to this moment repeatedly. Focus narrows the fear. Action replaces worry. The now becomes a sanctuary from the storm. Principle 5. Thought is not fate. Just because you fear something doesn't mean it's true. Thoughts arise unbidden, often shaped by emotion, bias, or fatigue. The Stoic understands that a fearful thought is not a prophecy. It is not fate, not warning, not certainty. It is a signal, one that requires scrutiny. Ask, is this fear rooted in reason or imagination? Is it helping me act wisely, or paralyzing me with noise? The wise do not believe every thought that comes to mind. They observe, question, and decide. In doing so, they break the chain between fear and belief. Your mind may speak, but it is you who decides what it means. Principle 6. Control what you can. Much of what we fear lies beyond our control: outcomes, opinions, illnesses, accidents. The Stoic does not waste energy trying to govern what cannot be governed. Instead, they focus on what is always within reach: their judgments, their actions, their values. This is the Stoic's domain, small, perhaps, but powerful. When fear rises, the question becomes, what can I do now, wisely and justly? What is within my command? By narrowing their focus, the Stoics regain power. They are not passive, but precise. They don't flail at the sea, they steer their ship. In action grounded in reason, they find their strength. Principle 7. Preparation is not panic. To prepare for difficulty is wise. To live in dread of it is self-destruction. The Stoic sees the difference. Preparation is calm, measured, anchored in reality. Panic is noisy, irrational, exhausting. You can plan without spiraling. You can foresee problems without having to live through them. The Stoics do not shut their eyes to potential hardship. They refuse to die 1,000 deaths before a single blow lands. Let preparation strengthen you, not scare you. Let it sharpen your focus, not sap your spirit. The aim is readiness, not ruin. Fear weakens, wisdom steadies. Prepare not with trembling, but with clarity and resolve. Principle 8. You are not a prophet. The Stoic does not pretend to know the future. They do not waste life trying to forecast doom or control what's to come. They act in the now, with reason and virtue, letting tomorrow unfold as it must. Fear often masquerades as foresight. It whispers predictions, imagines outcomes, builds false certainty. But you are not a prophet. You are a person. And your power lies in action, not anticipation. Ask yourself, am I living, or am I forecasting? Return to today. Breathe. Choose your next step wisely. Let time reveal the rest. The future does not need your worry. It needs your patience. Principle 9. Let fear visit, not stay. Fear is natural. It arrives uninvited. But the Stoic does not let it unpack and settle in. When fear knocks, they open the door, acknowledge it, and show it the way out. They do not suppress or deny it, but neither do they feed it. Let fear inform you, not control you. Use it to clarify your priorities, not cloud your mind. Say, you are not my master. You are a messenger, and I will choose what to do with your message. With practice, fear becomes a visitor, not a resident. The Stoic hosts it briefly, then returns to clarity. Principle 10. Worry is not responsibility. In a fast, anxious world, we often mistake worry for care and panic for preparedness. But the Stoic draws a firm line. Worry is not responsibility. It is a drain on energy, not a sign of depth. To worry is to carry burdens not yet assigned, to rehearse pains not yet delivered. Responsibility, by contrast, is rooted in action, attention, and presence. The Stoic does not confuse the two. They show up. They do their part. But they do not let anxiety become their identity. Do your duty, but do not poison your peace in the name of diligence. Worry less. Do more. Principle 11. Freedom lives in perception. The Stoics knew that freedom is not the absence of threat, but the power to respond rightly despite it. That power begins in perception. What do you tell yourself about this moment? Is it unbearable, or is it endurable? Is it the end, or is it a challenge? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Today I escaped anxiety." Or no, I discarded it, because it was in my own perception. When you reclaim your interpretation, you reclaim your power. External events are neutral. It is your framing that defines them. Change the frame, change the feeling. In the space between stimulus and story, there lies your freedom.